Congratulations! Your name will be recorded in the Hall of Legends for all to see.
Happy Monday. I hope we're all doing good. Also, I know I said before, but it's good to see you too. No worries, I know life gets busy. Life has been hectic over here too. And hi, Jimmy. I am excited. And to see. For context, if anyone missed a notification in the Discord, I did not stream yesterday. And the reason being is that, I mentioned it at the end of stream on Friday that me and Upcarnus were going to go to some tournaments, cups for Pokemon TCG player. We were trying to get him to his ace trainer status. Because he was 40 points away, so we were trying to go out of our way to drive to some of these cups to see if we could get him any points. Saturday was kind of a bust, unfortunately. There were so many grass Pokemon or grass decks that I just kept running into, so my poor little Garchomp deck just could not stand a chance. But because all the people that showed up on Saturday were all masters, the shop owner decided to do a raffle for some of the mats that they had. So we stuck around and I got to win a mat, which was nice and fun. Yesterday, though, was a much bigger day in terms of they started at 12 and it was already going to be like a 2-hour drive from where we were at. So we got up at like 7:30. So it was basically coming home Saturday night, eating, and passing back out. To wake up, to get back to driving to this other cup. And there ended up being 21 people altogether for that. Funny enough, I basically made it to where it was 21. Which meant that instead of it being a top 4, it was a top 8. Which meant that there were more points to be able to give out. I figured I wasn't gonna do very good because this is literally my second cup, but it's just like, you know what, I'm here for him, that's fine, but I'll play all my games out. What I did not expect was that I would actually make top 8. So when top 8 was called, mentally we kind of figured that, like, you know what, maybe we weren't going to make top 8, that would be fine, we could just drive home and then we'll plan to go to a different cup at a different time. No, we both made top 8. We both made top 8. I'll just go on talking. Now, of course, because it gets into top 8, everyone else is allowed to disperse except for the top 8 people. And it also means that the judge has to check the decks. Upcarnus had helped me with getting my deck imported into Arcane 9, so that way we could do a digital deck sheet versus me having to write out my entire deck as soon as we got there. And I figure he's detail orientated. I don't need to double check his work. Unfortunately, a new type of energy was put into the rotation called rocky energy, and it's a special energy. So I have a mixture of this rocky energy and regular basic energy. When he had put it in, he had mixed up the numbers to where I had one more basic energy and one less rocky energy. And of course, because this was a cup, and because I was worried that any like lingering cards could be seen as like, you know, trying to like swap in cards in my deck, I didn't bring any extra cards. I didn't bring any extra rocky energy. We brought like our trade binder, but there was no extras. So the judge tells me that like effectively like I'll give you like 5 minutes to try and like get a rocky energy. But if you can't get it, then you're just gonna have to do like a game loss, which is fine. It's not fine, but it's fine. Like, you know, that's just how it is. I'm not gonna fault the judge for having to enforce it or anything like that. The second thing I did not expect in those like 5 minutes was the fact that the rest of the top 8 people were starting to reach out to people to see who had a rocky energy that they could get to me within those 5 minutes, so that way I wouldn't have a game loss. A few people didn't have people that were either close enough or were going to be able to like respond in time, get to me, or anything like that. And Appearance is online, so I'm going to fight. So just before it ends up kind of officially getting called, one of the top 8 people, he probably forgot, but remembered that he had a rocky energy and let me borrow it for my round. Unfortunately, I only did the one round because first round I bricked hard, and second round I just couldn't keep up. I was too slow to set up. But it was still very sweet that multiple people went out of their way to try and find me this energy. And I'll let Upcarnus tell like his side of the story. Start the wheel. Hello.
Meow.
I told my side of the story because I figured you'd want to tell your side of the story.
Define your side of the story.
Oh, just that what happened with like just kind of my games and the rocky energy and people going out of their way to get it for me.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, keep us up because I only had 280s, so we need to get the show on the road.
That is fair.
And
chat and queue.
I'm assuming the munching isn't coming up on, like...
No, not really. Not for me, at least.
That's good.
Like, I can tell that you're eating, but that's basically the basis of it. But
yeah, I finally got out that bag of baby carrots I bought, like, a week ago. Something like that. Yeah. It was just definitely an odd experience in some ways. The first matchup was definitely a grass deck. Now, what was that grass deck? I have it marked as TMS Ogerpon and Meganium, but that also probably wasn't the extent of the grass deck. Basically, there could have been multiple, as far as I know, it could have been Arvolia, it could have been Venusaur. The guy bricked so hard that I couldn't tell. So, start off with one against that. And then round 2, unfortunately, my one loss of, well, technically I have a second game loss, but my one match loss, technically, was against Hops Trevenant. And arguably, I didn't lose because of the Hops Trevenant. I lost because of the Stump It and the fact that it has, it can go and basically has a protect mechanic where if it flips head after it attacks, it can basically prevent, incoming damage and whatnot. And the problem was that I couldn't do shit about that. I had something in mind, but it was too late by the time, based on my draws and whatnot. And so 1-1 in the cup is always, technically, approximately half the people will be around 1-1. But it's still a bad position to be in after 2 rounds because, for a local cup, you basically usually have to be at worst X2, and usually at least and a lot of the time you need to be X11 in order to qualify for Top Cut, where X is the number of rounds -2. So round 3 was interesting. Now, I'll be forward and say unlike most of my decks, this one wasn't basically one of my own creation. I more or less took it from Japan list and played around with it and left it completely intact because I couldn't find anything I could really improve with it based on my online testing. And there are certain matchups I just needed to dodge.
One of them was the festival deck, I think?
Yeah. I'm just chewing, so.
It's all good.
But one of the decks, one of the decks that my deck was definitely designed to take on were the Dragapult variants. Now, when I say Dragapult variants, there is 3 to 4 variants of Dragapult that currently exists in the game right now. Not they're not that different from one another. But the question is Yeah, because they all have Dragapult as their ace, but knowing what variant you're going against does inform what deck building choices they've made. In the case of this opponent, they were playing Dragapult Blaziken, which fortunately was the variant my deck did best against. It's still not an easy matchup, but it becomes a funny matchup for various reasons. And sure enough, those reasons made themselves very clear. Where how are so many people dead?
Doom.
It's not my problem. That could be though. Because the main thing Dragapult wants to do is they want to Bidoof set up and then go and just try to kick your ass. The problem is that the variant I was playing, as you might have, if you're paying into Discord, you might have seen, is what's referred to as Owless Bolt. Owless is referring to the lack of Hoo and Noctowl. They are a very good, the Jewel Seeker Noctowl is a very good search engine because as long as you have a Terror on the bench, which you probably do with Teomasso Ogerpon in your deck, you get to search for any 2 trainer cards. That could be your supporter, could be a stadium, could be your ace spec. But instead of having catered tutoring, I would rather just have raw card draw and persistent tutoring. Well, not tutoring, but just draw.
Yeah.
And that's where Mega Chaos Kong comes into play. Mega Chaos Kong being 300 HP, and once returned, with Mega Chaos Kong, while they're in the active, they get to use the ability to run errands to draw 2 cards. I say hard once return because if you have 2 Mega Chaos Kong, you cannot switch between them in order to go in
Use the draw system.
Well, yeah, get it multiple times. But the thing is that people are like, oh yeah, Mega Chaos Kong is good for card draw, but it still does have an attack, and it is an attack that does hurt. And with Raging Bolts, now that we don't have Professor Sonic Vitality, basically everything's running Crispin. Not just running Crispin, but running 4 copies of Crispin. Combine that with stuff like Meow, and you can basically guarantee yourself getting a copy. So the plan for Alice Bolt is turn 1, go get Mega Chaos Kong into the active, and attach an energy to it. Turn 2, after you get Badoo locked is use Crispin, attach one energy via Crispin to Mega Kanga's Kong, and then attach one energy manually to Mega Kanga's Kong, and start throwing some hands. And it's like, yes, it seems super aggro, but you just want to start taking prizes. As the faster you take prizes, the less time they have to go and set up. And usually, you can go and take exactly 2 prizes before they might have finished up their setup, which is exactly the number of prizes you have needed to take in to go and make sure you have a substantial enough lead to probably win the game. And sure enough, it mattered because and what ultimately was the thing that won the game for me is that I definitely saw several turns ahead and went, okay, I might not be, I can, with my setup, because I did, when they did use Unfair Stamp, which is they spec in like a solid 75 to 90% of decks right now. For better and for worse. Mostly for worse. Basically, when I got Unfair Stamped, I did kind of draw pretty badly, but I was able to go and get benched another Mega Kanga's Kong, and overbench it, and so that if they try to remove the first Kanga's Kong, if they try to bump my stadium for any special plays, I could just remove the weakened Mega Kanga's Kong. And by removing the weakened Mega Kanga's, by doing that, I was able to just go put one energy on the new Mega Kanga's Kong. And then eventually what I was able to do is just actually no, that was a little later on, but and energy switch. No. That was actually that game. I was able to energy switch an energy onto that Mega Kanga's Kong, and then attach manually boss up Meowth, because Meowth EX it only has 170 HP, but it's 2 prizes because it's a supporter search, and that helped me. Oh, actually, that was so I didn't even KO a freaking Dragon Ball that game because yeah, I KO'd 2 Badoos, and then my opponent was like, I need to go and try to buy some time and set up like a Monkey Dory just to kind of block me. But then I pulled up the Meowth, and then they tried to basically confuse me out. And I killed one Monkey Dory with or no, it was a Badoo. They probably set up another Badoo, and I went in confused. I KO'd that one, and then they tried to set up a Monkey Dory with confusion, and what I did was just switch out to another to a different Raging Bolt, and do an energy switch onto that Raging Bolt so that it was set up. So I just basically dodged everything somehow. Round 4, I saw their first card, and it was Zekrom. Oh, sorry, Reshiram. And it's like, I don't want to deal with Vens today. Fortunately, I didn't have to. They only got sorry, piece of carrot was a little hard to swallow. They kind of bricked and set up. Pretty sure they didn't even take a single prize.
That's rough.
I think I only had to face one actual Zoroark, and otherwise I just was spamming. I just pushed up a 2-mass Ogre Pod and just KO'd everything. Because, yeah. It wasn't good for them. Like, they drew the 2 ends castle, which makes all their ends Pokemon have 0 retreat costs, which is a good card, but A, you don't want 2 of them, and B, you know, they definitely needed something else to make their lives easier. Like your Lilies. Oh, come on.
Oh dear. Well, I tried.
Not reviving. So being 3-1, and it was unexpectedly it was a top 8 cut because we had exactly 21 players. Because, you know, Calvi joined us. I'm sitting at table 3, and me and my opponent, I basically asked him, hey, do you just want an ID? And for those not in the know, ID means intentionally draw. It's something that's allowed within Pokemon. They've tried to basically dissuade somewhat the usage of it because it's there's a new rule system where the person who is the higher seed in any top cut matches does get to pick who goes first, during game 1. But also, I would rather a top cut than and it would take a break before top cut and willingly accept a lower seed than take a break, for the approximately hour I got to, and just like think, take a deep breath, whatnot.
Basically, try to relax a little bit.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Calvi was just she actually was rank 7, but she wasn't. Her and her opponent weren't secure enough that they could. They had to play it out, but fortunately, she went against a deck that, even if she hasn't seen the post-rotation version of it, a deck she knew all too well. You're welcome.
All thanks to you.
I'm not sure if Calvi said, but her round 5 opponent was Soul King, my pet deck of choice. But yeah, she got the top cut as seed 7. I got the top cut as seed 6. And the top cut was like the way that they do a traditional seeded traditional seeded bracket for top cut. So basically, first and 8th seed play each other. On one side, 2 and 7 play the other side, and so on and so forth. That meant if I won and Calvi won, we would have seen each other in the semifinals. And our judge, like, I was getting a little chummy with him because he is a fellow professor, but he was a veteran. Like, I think he said he'd been doing it for 17 years.
Something like that. Definitely 10 plus.
Yeah. So, I did tell Calvi that, hey, if we do get into each other, just play it out. Like, play it out. No shenanigans. Worst case scenario, I lose to her, and she has a funny opportunity to go and win a match while I'm still 8 points away from Ace Trainer. But first thing we had to do was get through our quarterfinal matches. And my quarterfinal match was another Dragonbolt Blaziken. And I had a small little tech card that was been sitting, and some people saw it, but it hadn't come in use yet. And it was called Community Center. I forget how these work, or if they.
I think they expand.
Okay, no.
Or no, never mind.
It's not those ones that expand. These are the ones that expand to the entire box. And it's Community Center, I believe, is from Surging Sparks, I want to say. And while I am not one who's like superstitious and whatnot, I do find it funny that when I was trying to panic build this deck for this weekend, because technically we went to 2 cups this weekend, and we road tripped for both of them.
Yep.
What? Uh, it I think it had basically fallen out of some random Surging Sparks container we had, and it's like, well, I guess I'm going to set that aside because I'm going to need that for later. And all community center says is each player, once they're during each player's turn, if they have played a supporter this turn, they may heal all their Pokemon for 10 HP. Now, you might be asking, Professor Apcardis, why would that matter? And that's because of Dragapult. If you've ever faced against Dragapult, they have the attack Phantom Dive. Normally what they would do is they would put 4 damage counters, or 40 damage, on a Raging Bolt. 10 damage on something like a Latias, and 10 damage on a TMS Ogerpon or a Pheasantipity or something like that. The reason why they do it like that is because if, by doing it that way, everything is at 200 HP. And whatever they, if I pull, and especially if they've attacked a Raging Bolt with Phantom Dive, that Raging Bolt will be at 40 HP. So what they can do is pull, say, Pheasantipity up, and go Phantom Dive, put 4 damage counters on Raging Bolt, and suddenly they have a 4 price turn right there alone. And with other tricks, they might be able to turn it into a 6 price turn. Unlikely, but possible. And by using Community Center, if they spread things out the way that they normally do, then suddenly everything falls out of KO range, which is really bad for them. And they can't do something like use Badoo to just pack for 10 more damage and quote-unquote fix it. Because I'll just heal another 10 damage the next turn. And sure enough, that came up to the point where they couldn't find a route to KO anything. And I won my quarterfinals match.
Was that a Dragapult player?
My quarter mile?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. I did run into 3 different Dragapult Blazikins in one tournament. And that's the thing. Oh god. I think we did this wrong. I don't remember if it
We might have?
that only. I don't remember that's here or Oyen's extreme.
No, it's also here too.
I think one of them's going to get revived. Unless we very quickly get rid of the feather. Okay.
Yeah, not the worst.
Narrowly. But, you know, my semifinals match was against the Grim Snarl that Calvi lost to. And it was a Grim Snarl deck. I wouldn't say I explicitly have a disadvantage there, but it's a deck that I'm not a big fan of. Dude, just get into the fucking spot. Okay. Well. Stop moving. Anyway, and game one was basically a clinic of just wiping the floor. But I did take my to be fair, in the quarterfinals match, I did get us a slow play warning. So whoops, that was my one slow play warning for the tournament. You know, anything beyond that would become immediately could immediately become a double prize penalty. Which that would be bad. But against the Grim Snarl player, game one, I cleaned up pretty handily. Once again, due to community center, because Grim Snarl likes spreading damage counters. And certain enough, when you heal those damage counters that Grim Snarl is working laboriously to spread out, their entire game plan falls apart. Game two, I made a major misplay near the end, but so I unfortunately cost myself the game. But we had less than 10 minutes left, and I wasn't stalling. I was trying to play as fast as I could, but I knew time was actually working in my favor that time. Hold on 1 second. Right. It's not. Oh, I was remembering it like Savage, where you know you basically have to just memorize all the combinations. Yeah.
No, that's fair. I'm pretty sure it still switches it up later, but
If we even get that far.
yeah, I don't think we'd get that far.
But basically what happened was that I just did my normal setup Mega King is Kong and start punching, and I was able to take enough of a prize lead that even though they would have been able to maybe take 3 prizes if they were lucky, they would have been. I already had taken 4 prizes for the game, doing things that were inadvisable, and therefore won the match. And funnily enough, my opponent for the finals was the person I took an intentional draw with at round 5 because, and they were also a Dragon Ball Blaziken player. And I don't remember all of the specifics of that match, except for just basically like. Oh no, sorry. I remember. Whoa, what the fuck? Someone fucked up.
It was me. I fucked up.
Okay. I actually had to do my job. Sorry.
Sorry.
But so game one had a very interesting end to it because my opponent, what they were currently trying to set up a Dragon Ball play. I've already taken 2 prizes because of just punching Badoo in the face, the goddamn demon child. And they push up a Dracloak with a single energy attached to it. Right. We got here, but not that fast. They push up to Dracloak. They rare candied into a Blaziken. It's like, okay, I'm just like, I know how this plays out. They, they Ultra Ball for a Dragapult. They evolve it, attach energy, play Unfair Stamp because they always have Unfair Stamp. No, seriously, like every time I thought they had Unfair Stamp, they had Unfair Stamp. So it was starting to become a little bit of a trigger. It's like, God damn it, can we not have? We don't need to do M4, love. I don't think I care about the Hollow Blade that much.
Okay. What do you have?
I'm still like 85 away, so.
I was gonna ask what your weekly Mogpendium weekly is.
I'm pretty sure both of them are done. Yes, they're both done.
Okay. Which one would you like to do then?
We can do Frontline.
Okay.
But yeah, so they started doing it basically by the book, exactly as I was expecting. There was just the Mega King's Kong sitting in the active with 2 damage counters from Badoo. And they were doing the play as I had drafted up in my, as I expect them to do. And they get to the play Ultra Ball part of their plan. They're looking at their deck. They're thumbing through it. They get to the top of their deck. Because, you flip your deck over, go from bottom to top.
Yeah.
Then they go through it again. I'm like, oh, I know what just happened. They forgot the prize check. And what was in their prizes? Both their fucking Dragapults. The only way they could have realistically done anything that turn would have been by pushing up Blaziken to attack. But they didn't. And therefore, sensing, sensing that weakness, because it's like, well, clearly you don't have a Dragapult. They literally brought out Badoo for the 3rd time, but Badoo was spared from some hands because what I did was just boss's orders up their Blaziken, get the energy onto Raging Bolt, burn 5 and switch Raging Bolt in the active, burn 5 energy to do 350 damage, and Oko it. And they immediately scooped because they're like, what the fuck am I going to get a KO with? Game 2 basically became game 1 running it back. I was in the small pickle to start with. because I had both my Meowths prize. But fortunately, my draws were on point, and I got what I needed to get set up and, start swinging. So basically, we get back to the exact same point. And actually, the first prize card I took, a Meowth. So I wasn't that much out of luck. Naturally, I get unfair stamped at some point. And they finally set up their combo. I go and KO their Dragon Bolt. They KO'd something, I forget what. But I go, okay, I need to go and get 1 grass energy and I win this tournament. Because I already had 4 set up on the board. I just needed 1. And I didn't have 1 in hand. I didn't have any energy retrieval in hand. But I had an unfair stamp in hand. Because I'm also, like, if you can't beat them, join them. And my mind was going through the numbers. It's like, okay, I know I should have about 4 grass energy. I should have 4 grass energy, maybe 3, depending on what my pricing is. I could either get one of those grass energy. I could get anything that lets me attach a Crispin that lets me attach energy directly from deck, and that would be fine. I could get anything to retrieve energy from my discard pile. I had 1 energy retrieval and my Night Stretcher remaining. As long as I got any of those, I would be fine. And Unfair Stamp would go and let me draw 5 cards straight from the deck, fresh. Well, not draw 5 cards, but shove my hand and draw 5 cards. So, and then I would have Run Errands that would give me 2 more cards. And if I could do anything to get to Pheasantipity EX, like an Ultra Ball, that would let me get 3 more cards. Fortunately, didn't have to worry about any of that. I was able to get it right off the Unfair Stamp. And the pressure just dropped so badly, I actually leaned over a little too far and just kind of fell. It's like, I'm just going to accept this fate. And it's actually just surprising that everything. Hi, J12.
It sure is J12.
I'm just very surprised that everything worked out. Just not only I basically played to, like, aside from the one misstep in the semifinals, where I could have sealed away the game before the match before going to game 3. I played basically perfectly. And yes, I had some opponents brick. And somehow I managed to avoid bricking basically the entire day. Except for arguably against the Hops deck, but even then I don't think I bricked as much as they got everything they needed.
Which you can't really fight against that.
Right. I mean, I could try to, but we're definitely getting this as
Imagine everyone else has gone to the cluster to the west.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start heading to the west. He also got a mat for winning. They took a photo for the socials.
Yeah. Let's start spreading a little bit for next node.
Oh god.
North.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's not going to end well for us.
No.
Actually, we have enough people swinging north. It should be fine.
Hopefully.
Someone might be able to secure it while all this fighting is going on.
Oh, I'm
it
trying.
might be difficult.
There we go.
Like I said, and I think I thought the fighting was just far enough to be able to secure it, and sure enough, I was right.
I'm not stick around here. Sure did get out just in time.
I did call it.
You did.
Yeah, they can. Ow. Yep. But yeah. I don't need to play competitively anymore for the season because it's not like I'm going to suddenly get a Worlds invite.
How many points does Worlds even take?
Well, it used to be a flat amount of points, but then they made it so that it's based on whatchamacallit, based on ranking in depending on your age division in game, the top X number of people get invites. For TCG Masters, ow.
I still got nuked.
TCG Masters is top 135 for North America and Europe. So yeah. I'm just happy to get my Ace Trainer status because it's like I went from, hey, I'm judging all season to, wow, suddenly I have the most amount of points in my frickin'
metaphorical career.
Well, the most amount of points of my local, you know, because and there was one person who had more points than me for a hot second, who might also try to go for Ace Trainer, but fundamentally, like, with my 210 points, it's like, cool, I'm done. I'm going to take my promo, and I'll still play, but also next season is definitely going to be, we're pumping the brakes hard on, meta competitive Pokemon for my health.
Yeah. Do they say what card it is, or just you'll get a card?
I believe it's on the website. Like, to be fair, they learned their lesson, and like, they try to make sure like Worlds and Ace Trainer promos are not good. But try to at least.
God, nope.
I'm dead.
I sure did die real quick. Oh God. See that S.
No, they have not revealed the Ace Trainer for the 2026 series. However, so it's I do get explicit deck box and sleeves in live to indicate I'm an Ace Trainer. I know, digital rewards. I do get a special badge. I do get the promo. Also, I'll get a code to redeem in Pokemon Go that will get for you. I guess that you can have for Elite Fast TM ×2, Elite Charge TM ×2, Elite Fast TMs and Charge TMs, and 100,000 Stardusts. I don't know how much that would be worth.
Not much, but it's something. To be fair, I have a lot of those just because I have played for a while.
And that's fair. And to be fair, I imagine if you are a competitive player, you have to kind of have a little bit more than everyone else. But obviously, they send you a little bit of everything just because. Oh, okay. So.
Damn. Marksman's bite. Well, I at least defended it. Whether or not that means anything, guess not.
Okay, they will be rewarding, okay, it is actually, they will be rewarding the celebratory, fanfare card that has been technically, it was, until recently, was only given out in the Asian region, but yeah. And to be fair, the card reads, and it's definitely not meant to be a serious card. Once during each player's turn, that player may heal 10 damage from each of their Pokemon. And you might be thinking, oh, that just sounds like community center. Didn't you just say that it saved you the tournament? But you do have to go and read the next sentence. If a player healed any of the damage this way, your turn ends.
Ouch.
So, you know, a giant nerf. But, you know, it will have printed in gold, the Ace Trainer, you know, below the card text with the play stamp in the back, you know. And it's definitely a product of hard labor because it's not something you can just kind of stumble into.
Yeah.
Like, you're putting, you have to have at least some skill. You can't just, because, you know, I know there's plenty of people who play as much Pokemon, if not, you know, as me at my local store, and they definitely would never hit Ace Trainer, even if they went to the regionals, you know. I mean, think about the regional results. from the Toronto trip. Basically, they panned out almost exactly as I thought they would, because of the fact that just, you know, the people that were going to the people I thought were going to washed out, except for one person who slow played their way into day 2, and then they immediately crashed so hard that they made themselves very scarce for a long time.
Yeah.
And then when they came back, like they actually came back for, I want to say the Saturday before. They immediately, I think they went 2-3. You know, that's not the sign of someone who just hit. You know. Who just went 4-0-4? Oh, sorry, 7-3-4. I think technically at a regional. You know, that's not a good showing. You know, like, and the thing is that, like, even before then, he had crashed out at multiple locals. I think the first local he came back to, he went 0-4.
Ouch.
So, like, we might lose on kills, unfortunately. Yeah. We would need to poke some yells.
Oh no, we won.
Hey, we stole it.
Let me accommodate somebody. There.
But yeah, it's just interesting only because of the fact that how should I put it? Like, again, I've gone to regionals, but also, you know, I went to 4 regionals and got points in 3 of them. Which, yeah, I didn't get that many points, let's be honest, but also, that's still not the worst hit rate. Especially when it's somewhere, you know, between half and a third of players will get points.
Yeah.
Depending on how many people show up. Because unfortunately, the way that things are set up, it's fixed to be the top 1,024, 512. And hell, in Vegas, yeah, I got to day 2, but I wasn't even guaranteed a top 512. Excuse me. Because 519 people qualified for day 2. I had to be one of the bottom 7 players by getting at least 1 win, and I nearly even got back to top 256, but did wind up a little short on that. Meanwhile, in Toronto, I didn't even make day 2. I only went 5-3 and managed to get top 512. Slight difference in efforts. Just slight.
Just a bit.
But yeah, Seattle, Seattle, I only went 4-4, but still, that's, for, you know, 4-4 is still good was so good for a top 1,024 there, and got me another 20 points, and then and basically, like, even though I had 110 points at that point, actually, no. It was, yeah. Like, I didn't think it was really going to happen. but earlier in March, I had done a challenge at my local. And the reason why I did the challenge wasn't because I actually wanted to play in the challenge. I was already kind of mentally checked out until rotation. But I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. Let me go and, let me do this challenge. And I even took Calvi Stuck to do the challenge. And I went 3-1, which was good for 4th place and gave me 10 more points. So I had 120 points, and I honestly thought, okay, hey, there's a cup, I'll probably be and I thought I was going to be judging it, but because my fellow judge became basically sick that week for the pre-release, what we decided to do is trade positions, where I judge a pre-release and he judges the cups. And going into the cup, I definitely did not even want to play, let alone kinda was definitely in I would rather be catatonic right now mood. And I just tossed together a deck that morning, Raging Bolt, and somehow I got 2nd place with it. And that gave me 40 points, which put me 40 away. If you're curious, and if you're actually keeping tally, there's 10 points missing. Yeah, I just, before I even became a professor, I did go to one of the league. I did go to a challenge, the first challenge at our store for the season, and managed to get 4th place with Raging Bolt, but with a poison package. Because by going 3-1. And yeah. Oh wow. I did 1 attack and get the KO. But yeah, like, I just needed to get 40 more points. And I had mapped out all the ways I can get 40 points, but, I wasn't sure how I wanted to do it, because until I was like, fuck it, I kind of need to just, be willing to do the long drives and go to cups, because, we didn't quite go to the nearest one to us, but I think it was basically the 2nd nearest one, at a 2.5-hour drive yesterday. That's how bad it was. And the only reason why we didn't go to the nearest one is the nearest one was in New York City. And I know it's not all New Yorkers, but my experience dealing with the Pokemon scene in New York is you will get some nasty fucking sharks there. And not like not a smooth shark, like hey, I will literally cheat to try to, or try to get you to do something and to make you, to get you penalized or something. Shark. Literally one of my first league challenges in New York City. Even before I was really a competitive player for Pokemon. Didn't try to rule shark me, tried to lie about the game state and what happened in order to go and have a game declared a win in their favor. And then immediately after I won the game, try to pull the routine of, if I didn't start this Pokemon and I didn't, if you didn't get lucky, blah blah blah, the normal, like not the and not a hey, you played well. It was very much a, you know, you didn't deserve it type way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wasn't fucking dealing with New York City people. At least the people who frequent the New York City scene. As best as possible. If a grinder came, but I can deal with a grinder. I didn't want to be in a room full of them. And yeah, with Cup, it's like, okay, this is a pretty it's suburbia Philadelphia. Just go and get it done. And honestly, was I expecting much of it? Not really. Like, we had already done something on Saturday, and I was a draw away from getting top cut in points. And, you know, that's just kind of the way the game falls, unfortunately. You know, where a bad loss or two will just knock you out of contention. And, yeah, yes, did I get amazing luck? Yes. The person who I met in the finals, they beat two people that I would have had absolutely horrible matchups with. In their their quarterfinal opponent was the Hops Trevenant deck that I lost to in round 2. And I don't think I would have won a match against them if I had to face them again. Oh, I'm so dead. I chased too hard. I got the kill, but I did die for my chase. But yeah, yeah, like, so there was a Hop Trevenant deck. They lost in quarterfinals against the person I ID'd with. And then, in their semifinals match, they faced an Alakazam deck. And Alakazam versus any version of Raging Bull, honestly, it's basically I don't want to say it's unwinnable, because there's no such thing as an unwinnable match. But it is on the border, on the scale of the only way I win is if my opponent breaks. It's not a skill-based matchup. It's literally it's just hey, can you play the game? Yes, you probably won. And sure enough, also the person who beat Calvi in literally round 1 was playing Festival League. If I had gotten paired into them at any point, that would have been a loss. Fortunately, they went 1-3. So after so we were tied. You know, we had the same record up until the end of round 3. And if they had, if I matched into them at any point, it would have been probably game over for me. Unfortunately, it just didn't happen. People joke, hey, sometimes you just need to dodge the matchup. Well, it's a joke, but it's kind of it's like, there is a kernel of truth in it. Some of my best regional performances have been, oh look, there's this matchup I don't want to face. Yeah, I somehow didn't run into it. In Vegas, I didn't run into a single Dragapult, which Slowking is not exactly bad against Dragapult because of how everything plays out. But I just didn't run into a single Dragapult the entire tournament. And you know, I ran into a lot of matchups that I was very favored into. Hell, I ran into a freaking Lucario back when Lucario was not even really a contender for anything, and Lucario is actually kind of okay now. But yeah, I ran into Lucario, and Slowking versus Lucario very much is, hey, did the Slowking player get set up? Yes, the Lucario player loses. I literally would take, 3 prizes at a time. Meanwhile, they might be getting 2 prize turns at best. And that so required a Herculean effort to even do that. It wasn't pretty. And of course, it was not just someone who was playing Lucario and, with the notion of like, oh, by the way, this is a bad matchup for me. They didn't know what the hell was happening until it happened. Like, I saw they triple snipe their board, they're like, oh, that's not good. And after that, they kind of realized how unwinnable the matchup was, because I just also pulled out Lily Clefairy and just one-shotted their Mega Lucario. Oh, look, that was already 6 prizes. We need to get center.
We do. Nope. Died.
Well, I guess we're winning. I didn't realize that.
It's why they're pushing so hard into us.
Yeah, we're gonna get pinched, so.
Yeah.
Wow, into our spawn, really?
I'll just top off just to make sure.
I definitely need to top off. Mostly my MP, but.
And Blue's
Oh, hi,
here.
Blue.
We should have this. Yes.
Yeah. But that Dark Knight is just. Yep.
Yep.
It's an easy.
Oof.
Yeah, it's just interesting realizing how lucky, like,
How everything
just
had to
has-
fall into place.
yeah, not just like over the course of the entire season, not just like, was I supposed to go to that cup? No, I wasn't. I got convinced by a friend in my very, very depressive state to go, and I didn't. Like, even getting second place, I didn't even have the. Couldn't even muster up a fucking, I congratulated my opponent, got my prizing, and walked out. I couldn't even muster up disappointment because I wasn't even supposed to be there that day,
Yeah. Also, how are your...
25.
Huh?
25 away.
Okay.
So yeah, it just.
it all just kind of fell into place the way it needed to in order for you to succeed at it. Not that you didn't also put in the work or anything like that, just...
Yeah, and, like, and not to discount my own skill also, like, I definitely had to do, like, even at the Cup, there were just, you know, I know people kind of rolled their eyes. Some people rolled their eyes when I said Pokemon can be, like, at its best, can be basically a game of chess. And, like, when it comes to, like, the micro decisions in Pokemon, they're very unforgiving. Like, every energy attach, it's not just, oh, am I attaching an energy? Am I attaching the right energy? Am I attaching it to the right Pokemon? Am I attaching, am I using the right supporter for the turn? Am I doing this, that, and the other? Yes, there's a luck element to it, but also it's very much again, as we demonstrated in the finals of the Cup, there's a skill issue that some people have, like forgetting the fucking prize check.
Yeah. Versus me, that I just kind of assume that that's just something people did.
And most people do. But I think the guy just kind of spaced out on checking for Dragapults. And it's like, no, that's literally the first thing you should be checking for. Especially you want to check to see whether or not you have one or two of them. Because if you only have one, that means if you have a critical decision down the line, say you have to use an Ultra Ball or something, you can't discard that one unless you can fetch it back.
Yeah.
And I just don't know how, like, it might have been just a simple lapse of judgment, but it was such a big lapse of judgment that, and especially they got caught red fucking handed with me, me catching the fact that they didn't get a Dragapult. They should have made a Dragapult Phantom Dive that turn. It's like, oh, if I KO Blaziken, they're dead. Because they didn't have any other Torchics set up, or Combustions. They had two Dracloaks, a Fez, and a Meowth. I think already one Meowth. Or something like that. No, a Monkey Dory, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It was, like, there was an obvious kill on sight target, basically. Oh, this is interesting. Fuck. I think we're gonna have to give Blue a lot of points. Well, at least we don't have to win,
Hi, Harley. I hope you're doing good.
Though, I know I said I'll take a break, keep it to probably just road tripping events next year, but and I'm probably going to stick to that, but also there's that small part of me that's like, well, what if I go back to Vegas and roll the dice one more time? I know we're already going to Vegas, but,
We are.
For different reasons, not Pokemon. And definitely not family-friendly reasons.
Family friendly-ish.
No. Literally, the rulebook has cursing in it. I wouldn't say it's family friendly.
Okay, but when you say it like that, you make it sound like it's something more like adultery type deal.
No. I mean, there is a game called Adultery, but that's a different story. Heyo!
I don't think I've know of that at all.
It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a game that was made, I want to say, in either the 70s. That it was just basically meant to go and have an excuse to have a swingers party.
Have a what party?
Swingers party.
Huh.
You know what a swinger is, right?
I'm pretty sure I do.
Married couples who fuck other couples. We have completely changed the vibe here from Pokemon to talking about.
It's one day. It's already like a weird time.
You have this.
Hopefully.
No one's coming up here. You have it.
Doesn't mean that the fear's not there.
It's called spin your camera if you have fear and see how little danger you're in.
I am always spinning my camera. This does not alleviate the fear. Oh boy.
Well, this is not World of Warcraft where people have invisibility. The closest we have to invisibility is that ninjas can do a blink teleport that drops targeting on them.
Red's over here.
But yeah, like they do admit that the theme, like it's not like it's definitely like PG-13, and also it's it's a social deduction game that gets very heated in terms of lying to people and whatnot, and it's definitely like I would barely recommend teenagers playing it, and definitely not for children, Also, because I also don't want to have to explain to kids the concept of why, if you nominate the virgin, you suddenly get executed as a townsfolk. Because, that gets into some very uncomfortable conversations. In fact, I don't want to have to explain to the kid what a virgin is in the first place.
Just say that religious people got really fucking weird about women's bodies, and they decided that when you have sex with somebody for the first time, you're no longer pure.
But would you say that to a 10-year-old?
I think a 10-year-old would know that people be weird.
Yes, but also, look, I'm not gonna drag a 10-year-old through the history of millennia of religious doctrine and debate over the course of a social deduction game. How
I wouldn't want to lie to him either, though.
No, I wouldn't want to lie to them either, but I would want to work very carefully to figure out how the fuck am I phrasing that. Because there's not a good way of doing that. Ugh. By the way, we never figured out what we're having for dinner tonight.
No, we didn't.
I blocked the marksman spite. do we have enough stuff for our dinner tonight?
That is a very vague question.
Like, I don't even know what we have, like, available to, like, fix into something that resembles dinner. Oh, do we have everything for curry?
Good question. Maybe?
I don't think we have potatoes, so I might have to step out.
I think we still have potatoes. I don't know the state of the potatoes, but we have potatoes.
Oh, if we do, then I know we have carrots. I think we have chicken. We might have to... I don't remember if we tossed it in the freezer.
I sure did forget to throw it in the freezer.
As long as it's so good, then we're good. To be fair, the chicken wasn't that old, and our fridge is decent.
Yeah, and it wasn't that hot.
No, it wasn't. Like, it got into the 60s, so, like, it wasn't cool, but...
And then today it decided to get into the 80s for some reason.
That's why the AC kicked on.
Yep.
Oh god, I did not realize how close to death I was. Pretty sure this is ours, though?
I like to think so, but...
Yeah, we're pushing them back pretty far.
Yeah, but there's still this fucking paladin. Okay.
That'll high five. This black mage is definitely dead. Some blue was trying to circle behind us, and then they realized, maybe not.
Yeah, they sure did not survive that.
It might be a little too late to go and get that A, but we can always hold them. Always an option, right? I did stop them from grabbing the point. So I literally just aimed one arrow at them just to make sure they couldn't get it.
Damn.
Okay.
Didn't want to have this be a marathon. I just wanted it.
Red. Oh gosh, that's the edge of the map. I need to get away. Yep, I said we're getting pinched, so...
Yeah, sure did. Yeah, I died. Well, I guess now we go to the right / east. Of course. good old targeting failing me now. And I died. Why is Blue trying to camp our base?
Because they're mad at us for some reason. I'm dead, by the way.
And I think our team got too far back.
Yep. Blue basically king wakes, which is fine.
What?
Oh God.
What?
It just, I've opened up Blue Sky. I see someone in politics being quoted, and it's like, you know how that makes you sound, right? Like, I mean, they might mean it literally, but also like, I can't tell if they like. For those who don't care, A, get out, but B, go ahead and hold your ears for 5 seconds. JD Vance, what they, Iran, have done is engage in this act of economic terrorism against the entire world. As the president showed, two can play at that game. It's like, oh, so you're saying you're economic terrorists. Congrats. You just played yourself. Anyway, it's Monday.
I sure do love politics.
Yeah. I only need 5 more, so whatever we want to do. I don't know. I assume you got your weakness on.
I did.
Could just do a crystalline conflict.
Blood. Yeah, it just always feels bad whenever we hear something even worse. It feels like it's just like this is encompassing on the fact that this is worse.
And I'm gonna, I'll just wait until after. Oh, it's just like, should I go get to the bathroom? It's like, nah, I can wait a hot sec.
You can pull us from Q, I don't mind.
Sure, because you're doing other stuff in the meanwhile anyway. So,
Okay.
BRB.
Okie dokie. I'm being helpful. Rebuilding Mamook. I might just need to turn in this Wondrous Tale, because, I do not foresee being able to get more before tomorrow. So, I did. Oh, hang on. Hello? Society Quest Rise. I don't know how far the goodies go in terms of this, but I did get the mount that I wanted. So I'm the only chef here. Feels so real. Oh my god. This isn't even like a chef area. Spelled that wrong. I was trying to see what other quests or what other goodies will unlock as I continue through this. On trail. Oh, there was another one that I missed from the Yokoi. Released in 7.35. To be doing crafting, it seems. Well, I guess I'm going to need to eventually go to that one as to start getting stuff from there. Ooh, lantern. Lantern for the house. Yeah. I'm trying really hard to keep up with society quests for Dawn Trail, because I figured that, you know what, this is the patch that I was current in. I'm gonna try and stay current with the things it has going on. Oh, that's a big old shark fur mount. Fancy. I will unlock this and then I will go.
Okay, I'm back. Just getting my headphones on.
Okie dokie. Headphones on.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Just doing some daily society quests and doing the quest for being able to raise it further, I guess.
Gotcha.
And apparently there was another society quest that was dropped in 7.35 that I didn't know was there, so at some point should look into unlocking that too. I think it gives scripts.
Gotcha.
Okay. Queue us back up real quick. I haven't checked lately even how many mock tomes I even have. I should probably mentally check that, try to actually plan for grabbing pieces I would want, mostly mounts.
I mean, we still have 2 weeks of it, so it's not that much of a rush.
No, not terribly so. I just know last time I did not plan much for it, so there was stuff I could have gotten had I planned for it, so...
I don't make plans, I just go and start going down the list and see what I don't own.
But yeah, I got a house to think of. Gotta decorate. Especially if I'm doing it in a bargain sense of not spending hundreds of thousands of gil on the market board. Okay, so they don't have a tank, but... This isn't a new map, right?
Yeah, this has been a lot round basically forever.
I guess I'm just spacing on how long it has actually been since I last did it.
Anyway, come to the right. Or not. What's a Reaper doing? Come on, it's a little too far.
Don't know.
You're getting your ass kicked. Oh gods, they have the entire team chasing them. I just went from literally silence to silence, so that's always good.
Get that swamp.
Well, good thing we don't have to care about wins, right?
I don't know what we have to care about though on this map.
Oh, I'm just saying. So eventually there will be a mechanic. There's a couple mechanics.
Sorry, I just got ping-ponged.
Yeah, I saw. The machinist and dancer had fun with you.
Yeah, they sure did.
The mechanics make themselves quite obvious. It's the best way I can put it. Hey, you got the first KO somehow. Or that was on our team. Anyway, they're at our checkpoint, so we might want to actually, you know, see that ground pool. Oh, good thing. Stand near it if you can. Cool. You got a buff. There are 3 things that can happen. One of them will, if you... Oh, also, a heat wave. You're going to take continuous damage. If you land in a rain puddle, you go and get healed. Or you can just heal yourself, obviously.
They got behind. They got behind.
Damn it. Why? I must say, why is the thing going back? We were making such good progress. Hi.
Hi.
So yeah, 3 things can come out of the center area. It could either be that, like, alien-looking thing, which is really good. There's a cactuar, which I don't think I have to say don't stand near it, or anywhere in like that giant circle if a cactuar appears. Or you'll see indicator of quicksand that's pointing towards the center of it. And if you get sucked into the center, you will automatically die.
Wee.
Because it's not actually quicksand, it's some creature. I am so fucking dead.
I will probably also be dead here.
Well, I just chased everyone pretty far away, so... But yeah, yeah. Like, also, if you go into the gardening areas, yeah, they're off the main route, but if you go there, you do get, a regen buff for a bit. And also, you immediately, ignore the effects of the heat wave. Well, we're winning a fight. Okay, let's push this to the point. Come on, people. I haven't. Knock them back. Of course, a tie. Just stand here for a second. Okay, move right over here, please. And this is why you go and respect the markers, as that person very clearly demonstrated for you. Think we win? Yep.
Yep.
Damn. You did quite a bit of work.
Huh?
You did quite a bit of work.
God, I was fighting for my life the entire time.
I assume you've been capped.
Yeah, I am good. The only thing I was considering doing is just maybe doing something to try and get a stamp for Wondrous Tale before I turn it in. But there's honestly quite a bit that I could do before it's kept up. It's up to you, because I know we don't know what we're doing for dinner.
I mean, the curry sounded nice.
Were you able to check on potatoes?
Oh, I didn't check on anything. I went to the bathroom, love.
Yes, I didn't know if you checked while you were there.
No, I was trying to get back, so I wasn't leaving you hanging.
That's fair.
Let's just do whatever sounds the shortest of your Wondrous Tales list.
Could do a leveling dungeon and hope that it's
Ifrit, basically.
No, actually. Because it needs to be very specific leveling. Like 51 through 59, 61 through 69, 79 through 70, 71 through 79, 81 through 89, 91 through
That's fair.
99.
We can
Juno
pick.
Juno the First Walk, something from the Omega Deltascape category, something from the Eden's Promise category.
Deltascape or Eden's Promise, as long as they're not savage.
No, it's just regular.
Then one of those two would be easiest.
Okay.
Technically, you can pick 5 of them, so.
Yeah. Alright, I'm not gonna do anything savage wise or extreme. Are you barding it or are you healing? Okay, you're a healer.
I already switched. Alright, yeah, I already switched.
Okay. The Deltascape. This one's a decently quick one.
Hey, tanks, can someone... Okay.
They forget their stance.
Yeah, neither of them had stance on when they pulled. Or whoever pulled.
For a second, I wasn't sure if that was going to be a push on them.
Classical helmets.
I had the tank get a full sec.
Who knows?
Bird. Was checking to see if a surecast would allow me not to get pushed, and it decided to push anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, someone opened up
Oh.
chests.
So I got your seal.
I got a seal.
Did you need any more?
Technically, yes.
Okay. Hey, then let's do it, even though you said you needed one more. I'm just saying.
Technically, there are. I have 5 out of the 9 potential stamps, but I have one more day to do it. And I didn't know if I wanted to do all of them for it.
I mean, you technically have 6 hours, love, looking at your stream.
And that's fair.
That's not a day.
14th. Not a new day till I fall asleep.
So you don't have a day. You're proving my point, you realize.
I'm proving your point.
Because I'm literally saying you don't have a day. You have 6 hours.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that I saw the 14th. But also, I can just turn it in and get something for collaborative efforts type deal. Yeah, this area has such pretty music. I like a lot of the music in Dawn Trail. Final Fantasy in general, honestly, but Dawn Trail especially. I had half a mind to offer attempting to get you a clear for M10, but I didn't see a lot of offerings effectively on the party finder, and I didn't think you'd really want to kind of do that right now anyway.
I would like to actually probably have a proper dinner and get to bed at a somewhat reasonable hour.
We've done 2 whole days of reasonable hours.
Yeah, but what I mean is like, don't want to try to have dinner at 2 a.m. in the morning.
No, I know. Also want to have birthday cake tonight.
Yes. So, we need to actually stream at a reasonable time, love.
I know. I'm not disagree with it. You're saying it like I disagree with it, and I'm not. We're speaking the same language. home. Do curry tonight. As long as chicken is good.
Worst case scenario, I can still just go out very quickly to grab some.
True.
But I imagine it wouldn't be necessary. Anyway, get away from the center because otherwise the purple goo is coming.
It doesn't do it right away, though.
I know.
I bet one falls for it. Well, was that getting knocked off, or was that...
Getting knocked off.
Okay.
Pick your poison.
I'll get the Picto.
That person's waiting. Okay, you got it.
Yeah. Figured I had a second to go grab before the attack went off.
That's fair.
Circles. Wonder how this is on Savage. Oh. I think Discord cut off.
Yeah. You said this is on Savage.
I wonder how this is on Savage.
Okay, that's not what came through.
I heard a hum, like what sounded like maybe like a hum from you on Discord.
Because I was confused at what you were saying because I only heard 4 words.
No, that's fair.
Did not make sense in the context.
Feels like Discord's been eating a lot of things. I was just thinking on it for the fact that the platforms are the way they are.
Jump off the edge?
I don't know.
Because that's the only way that could have happened. Because that's not a knockoff.
Maybe they accidentally backflipped.
Either way.
All in all, we got it done.
Yep.
Try a level. See what we can get. And maybe afterwards we can focus on dinner.
Try it again.
Do leveling, and after that see about dinner.
Sure.
This one will definitely give me a stamp. I always forget that this one is not a longer run. Doing all right over there?
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Just trying to get this done.
Didn't know if you were looking at like the news or something. At least metaphorical news of whatever journalists you have on follow. I don't think you technically like do like news articles necessarily.
Depends, we count the Onion.
It feels like we should in this day and age, doesn't it?
Got you there.
You sure did. You got me there. When your articles are more right than satire, I feel like you just have to be a news journalist outlet. At least it sure feels like it.
Also, I'm suddenly getting some lag in game. Oh yeah.
You know what? I thought I was experiencing some lag, but I thought it was just me. Sorry, you also have had to come to this realization too, J12. Really just... Does this dungeon break through your shields at all, or no?
Oh, barely. Like, I'm getting the Adder's thing, just, you know, again, it's not like I need to do much additional healing beyond that.
No, not really. I was just curious, because I realized that aside from the times that teammates didn't really move, haven't really been getting hurt.
Ugh.
Please give me a line. No. Oh well. I probably should get started on dinner anyways.
Yeah. Okay. And worst case scenario, I'll quickly head out, but probably don't.
I don't think you would need to, but that's just me and I could definitely be wrong.
Yeah. Anyway,
Alright, I will see you out in the living room then in a sec.
basically.
Okay, in a sec. Thank you for hanging out. It was a shorter stream, but still felt like good. Good to take a sec, you know? Words are hard. Yeah. You know, Rab is gone. Say hi to Rab. And I'll pick up a stream tomorrow as well. That shouldn't change tomorrow. I don't know what it'll be, but it'll be something. Actually, before I send you all off, I'll let you all see turning in the book. Then I'll send you all over. But we are still gonna braid Rab. I don't know if I've shown you all before. Just right over here. Right down the road. Yeah, okay. Didn't really get anything. Like new journal. Wait. Okay, so it won't do anything, I guess, if I turn it in early. I could ask for a new journal, but I'll hold off on that, I think, if it's not going to let me do it the way I thought I would. Which is fine. Also, go ahead and say hi to Red, who is working on action poses as part of an art study that I'm working on. I'm going to go make some curry, I guess, for me and Upcarnus. And then later we will have ice cream birthday cake. Because we have not gotten to have a whole lot of it since my birthday. So there's still a decent chunk of it left. At least I would think it's a chunk of it. I hope you're all good. Stay warm, whatnot. Or stay cool, depending on if it's, like, very hard for you. We shall go say hi to Reb. Thank you for head pats. I appreciate it. I'll see you all over there. Have a good one. Bye.